today. Listen, it's a really rainy day here, and so I love being in the kitchen when it's raining. It's my favorite time to be in the kitchen. I got my iron skillet out. This was my mama's iron skillet, and listen, she cooked in that thing all the time. But I have shown y'all how I make my apple pie. But today, I want to show y'all how my mama made her apple pie, because it was very different. And it was pretty basic, but there's, it's really, really probably different than you've ever done before. So keep an open mind, trust the process. What I've got here is about 2 pounds of apples that I've cut up. Now on the top, these are Granny Smiths, and on the bottom, they're like those Braeburn red apples, red sweet apples or whatever. I've got 3/4 of a cup of sugar in here and about a tablespoon of cinnamon. And I'm going to pour that over those apples. And then I'm going to mix it up with my hands, because that's how Mom did it, y'all. And I'm going to do this exactly like she did it, okay? That way, we're not changing anything. Now, I changed things and I make my apple pie different than Mama did, but hers is better than mine. I'm not going to lie. This is better than my apple pie. So I don't know why I don't just make this one all the time. All right, we're going to leave that sit. Now we're going to take our iron skillet over to the stove, and I'm going to take y'all with me. All right, y'all, I've got a stick of butter, which is 1/2 cup of butter, and we're going to melt that in this iron skillet. All right, y'all, that butter is completely melted. Now we're going to add 1 cup of brown sugar, and we're going to let that sugar get all dissolved in that butter. Okay, y'all, so you can see we've got that brown sugar stirred up really good and melted in that. You don't want to pull it off when it's still gritty. You want that brown sugar to be smooth. Okay, now here's where y'all are going to say, what in the world are you doing, Dream? But I'm telling you, we're making this like my mama did. So I have rolled out a pie crust. Oh, I might have rolled it too thin, but I have rolled it out. And we're going to put that pie crust in here. And we're just going to push it down on that goodness down in there. Here we go. I know you're going, what? You're putting that on top? What in the world? You all got to trust this process, okay? Now, I'm not going to a lot of trouble with this bottom crust. I'm just getting it so it's not sticking out over the pan. So there we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put our apples in there. Yes, that's what we're doing. I may have made too many apples, and that's okay. And listen, we're going to try and get them all in here. Y'all know how I am always pushing the limits of what I can fit in these cooking utensils. I think it's going to work, y'all. You know what? I'm going to make it work. We're going to get it all in here, because that's the amount that Mama always said to use. So there we go. I got one more, and I got it in over here. Okay, now I have to roll out the other crust because it was frozen still and had to give it just a little more time. So let me get that rolled out. All right, y'all. I got my pie crust rolled out here. Now remember, this is a rustic pie, so we are not fooling with making pretty. We're not doing anything pretty to it. This was Mama's rustic pie. So all I'm going to do, ooh, don't want a hole. All I'm going to do is just kind of tuck this in here with this other pie crust. Like that. We're not doing, like I said, we're not doing anything pretty. Now, I've got, while y'all wasn't looking, I whisked an egg white. And we're just gonna brush that on. That's gonna give us that nice golden crust that we want. And then we're gonna sprinkle some sugar on top to stick to this egg white. That ought to do it. Now, I've got 2 tablespoons of sugar. May not use it all. I'm just going to sprinkle it on, and this is going to give us just a pretty, pretty crust. Okay, I'm going to cut some slits in this top. I think that's enough sugar, y'all. Somebody's saying, stop, stop. All right, we want to cut a few slits in this so that it can breathe, steam, whatever. So I'm just going to do just like that. How's that? Oh, my sourdough's coming in here where I want to make it prettier. But you know what? Mama didn't do that. She did cut slits in it, but she didn't try to make it pretty. All right, this is going to go. I am just rambling this morning, y'all. This is going to go in 350-degree oven for an hour, maybe an hour and 10 minutes. You want to keep an eye on it. In that last 10 minutes, if that crust starts to get too brown, just pop your sheet of foil over that so that it doesn't get like burnt crust. All right. Okay, friends, this took an hour. Now look at this beautiful apple pie. Can y'all see it? Look at this. It just came out, so there's no way that I can cut this yet. But we're going to let it cool, and then I'll cut it for you. It's so pretty. All right, friends, I'm going to try to cut this pie now and get a piece out for Jim. So let's just get it cut. Let's just do this right here. See if I can get it out here, and then we'll holler for Jim. Well, we won't really holler, y'all, but we'll get... Okay. See what the... Oh, I'm going to spill it everywhere. Okay. Ooh, there's a lot of goodness down in here. All right. There's our pie, y'all. I'm going to get Jim. All right. Now, listen. My suggestion would be to let this cool off a whole lot more so that, you know, it'll stay in its shape. But we're not going to do that. So Jim's going to taste test for us. He's always a taste tester, y'all. He's such a good sport.
We're not going to wait for it to cool on.
I mean, it's not hot.
All right.
You got some of the crust, too.
I am.
I'm not having any today, y'all.
There's more for me. All right. I like your crust too, you know.
Can you taste the cinnamon?
I can.
Okay. All right. If it's endorsed by Jim, y'all, you need to try
Gotta be good.
Skillet Apple Pie. Bye now.